It's always that one time where like a running back just runs up your leg, and you're just like, what the like? Was there a sign on my ass that said "Enter here"? Pause. Like, say, enter cleats here in the back of my Achilles tendon. Please do it. So, like, the guy I'm trying to block or am blocking can just pin me up, and then you can just destroy my leg, and I can just end up like Willis McGahee. Honestly. And teams don't really think about how bad linemen's bodies are after they play football, no matter what level you're at, like high school and up. Like, I know dudes who had horrific injuries. Anyway.
All right, the last one I want to get to is
I got a last one, but you go.
Okoronkwo from the Rams / Oklahoma. I don't know how to say his name.
Just say the Oklahoma edge rusher, number 31.
Yeah. Pretty much Note Bloom, the Rams' other draft pick from TCU, said he's the best pass rusher he ever went against.
Says a TCU tackle.
Yeah, that's not saying a lot.
That's not saying a lot.
But the next point I wanted to make was the pass rusher number 31 from Oklahoma said he models his game after Robert Quinn, who the Rams formerly had and traded away. So, is that a touchdown or a turnover that he's comparing himself to the Rams' ex?
A guy who was a first-round pick and had stupid supreme athleticism and somehow escaped that whole North Carolina we don't do our homework and all our tutors cheat for us scandal. Remember that North Carolina team?
Shout out to Rashad McCants.
Shout out to, I think it was 2009 or 2010, 11, that North Carolina team.
Shout out to
that defense was stupid good,
Butch
bro.
Davis? Was that Butch Davis?
It might have been. He might have been the head coach at the time.
I don't know.
I think
Probably
he was. T.J. Yates was the starting QB, bro. They had.
Oh my god.
They had
T.J. Yates is still in the league.
They had Denard Searcy. They had Marvin Austin. Everybody thought he was going to be a star.
Searcy's still in the league.
Robert Quinn. Sylvester Williams was on that team.
I think he's still in the league.
Yeah, like Quinard.
So basically, the sorriest good team you've ever heard of.
Bruce Carter, like, bro, that defense was loaded at North Carolina, and they just completely shit the bed.
All right, so is it a touchdown or a turnover that he's modeling his game after Robert Quinn?
I mean, you don't really have his skill set or his speed or athleticism, but I'm sure you should model after his technique. I would hope you would want to be an elite pass rusher. So, yeah, model your game after elite pass rushers because you ran a 4.7 and you're short and stout. Not really. You're kind of like a teapot, but whatever. Go for it.
All right, give me the last one and make it quick.
Okay. So, Kenny Vaccaro, former Saints safety, and Trey Boston, former Panthers and Chargers safety, both were supposed to visit the Colts on the same day. I don't think any one of them got signed. I think it's either they did it today or Friday. I can't remember. But my question is, my statement is no more safeties will be signed this offseason.
That's a turnover because people are going to get hurt and people are going to get moved to linebacker. Shout out to Kazir White, who just got moved to linebacker, which I called last week. By the way.
Okay, what number does he wear?
I don't know. Who cares?
Chinnan Wilson wears 58. He probably wears like a 48 or some weirdness. Safety's getting moved to linebacker is customary, though. I say.
All right. So, before we wrap up the show, do you want to give D'Angelo Hall his due respect / obituary / retirement slander?
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins in Hard Knocks already ended D'Angelo Hall's career.
Yeah, go ahead.
D'Angelo Hall had 43 interceptions in his career. He is not a Raider. Just like Randy Moss. No, you are not a Raider, D'Angelo Hall. But you were the greatest Madden cheat code at cornerback ever because you had like 84 catch and like 98 speed at one point. Like, D'Angelo Hall was one of the best corners forever, for a long time. 8th overall pick out of Virginia Tech.
Vol Tech. Shout out to the Hoagies.
Cornerback you? Defensive back you? Defensive player you?
Low key.
All the defensive players usually come out good. And honestly, yeah.
They're always that team that I would. Always that team that I would play, like, in the secondary bowl of NCAA because my team took one early loss.
Yeah.
And we'd both be like the 6th and 7th seed.
That's true. Like Virginia Tech's defensive backfield.
And then they'd have like some white linebacker who won like every defensive player award. Like linebacker number 47. You're like, who is this guy? And you just keep running the ball at him and he's not even that good.
Or yeah, he's actually slow.
And then they have a running back who's like
a beast.
Who's like in the Heisman running the whole year, but he's only
Ryan
like
Williams?
an 89.
Remember Ryan Williams and Kevin, what's his face?
Man, I wanted Ryan Williams to succeed so bad.
Me too. And the dude before him, David Nell. I forget.
I think I just root for people with 34 and
dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Or locks, I should say. Shout out to Ricky Williams.
Shout out to Steven Jackson.
Shout out to Lawrence Maroney before he got trash. He was nice coming out of Minnesota.
He was.
He was the last great Minnesota running back. Because David Cobb has done nothing.
All right.
But yeah, shout out to a guy who had 43 career interceptions in D'Angelo Hall, but still might not make the Hall of Fame.
And Jason Witten, we already gave him his due, which was like 30 seconds on the show.
Oh, hey, by the way.
By the way, do you want to say if he's a Hall of Famer or not? Because I know you wanted to talk about that in the group chat last week, and so I'll just let you speak your piece on it. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes or no?
D'Angelo Hall has to be a Hall of Famer just based off statistics. He has 43 career interceptions, 10 defensive touchdowns. I think he had 2 4-interception games. Shout out to Jay Cutler.
And he went from corner to safety. You have to do that in order to go into the Hall of Fame these days.
But he was trash as a safety. He got no picks. Really.
Except for Carlos Rogers. That transition never worked for him.
He was just trash. Shout out to Auburn players who were on that team that went undefeated but didn't get to play the national title game, and USC won that year.
Wow.
Oh, shout out.
All right.
I got one more. Mike's Live. Former SEC.
Is this your college football story?
Yeah.
All right.
Just getting this out of the way. Mike's Live was the former SEC commissioner. Pretty much led them to the greatest run in the SEC in college football history. It's in terms of being a commissioner. He launched the SEC network. He died. He was born 1940. Died 2018. I think he was 77, if I'm not mistaken. The way he integrated revenue sharing with the SEC was legendary. Like, they're just sitting on oodles and boodles of money. How he worked out revenue sharing, the graduation rates. He was amazing for them. I think it was from like 2002 to 2015, I want to say. And the national championship run that the SEC went on, 7 or 8 straight years, was amazing. And he was one of the main components of getting the 14 playoff going. He championed that. So RIP to him. One of the greatest figureheads in SEC history. Sports history.
All right. Well, on that good note, since we are on the Good News radio station and the Good News radio app, if you're listening live, I've been wanting to bring this segment, but I wanted to do it this week. This week's NFL do-gooders are a couple of people. Shout out to all the Oakland Raiders who got their degrees this week. There was 5 of them. Bruce Irvin, Amari Cooper, and Gabe Jackson were the big 3. And then there was another 2.
Didn't Amari get his master's?
Oh, is that what it was?
I think he got his master's.
Oh, dope. That's even better, man. Shout out to Amari.
And he still looks younger than all of us.
He's like only 23. He's younger than Riley Cooper.
Yeah.
And he has more yards, more swag, and more.
I hate Riley Cooper.
Not Riley Cooper.
I just hate Riley Cooper.
No.
Beasley?
No. The receiver
Calvin
for Alabama.
Ridley?
Yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Wow, that's 2 different
that's
receivers.
A bad GFE.
One's white, one's
that's
black.
That's a horrible GFE.
One was the first round pick.
I just lost all credibility.
Trash.
I just lost all credibility. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Walk all that back.
I'm leaving.
You're only here for the mic.
I'm leaving.
You're only here because I don't want to do the boards.
And the other person I wanted to mention was
Brandon Parker was the other Raider.
Oh, okay. Anthony Lynn.
Oh, okay.
No, there was another lower guy too. I forgot, but yeah, Anthony Lynn got his diploma, went back to school, and finished So shout out to him.
Shout out to Keith Good News. He said 72 shows. Applause. Thank you, Keith. We appreciate it.
All right. So if you have, well, actually, my bad. It's time for our rants. So you go ahead and go first, KB.
I went first. You go first.
All right. Fine. All right, man. So I don't really have a lot this week other than. Yeah, man. Let me mute KB needs 2 mics these days because, so he can actually be heard. Biggest thing for me for this week was I really just want to go to Rolling Loud. That's all I want to say. I couldn't even watch the live stream this past weekend because, it really just put me in my feelings, man. Every time I watch Rolling Loud live stream, just seeing that crowd, I want to be a part of that so bad. And the fact that they keep getting the top headliners in hip-hop and music is nuts. I'm serious. Between Young Thug, between, J. Cole, X, Lil Wayne, well, he didn't make it. Gucci didn't make it. But pretty much they always get the who's who in hip-hop. Last year's was the greatest hip-hop festival ever of all time. It's been said from, every single credit possible. It's the best show since Hot 97 back with East Coast, West Coast rap. This year's, I don't think was as critically acclaimed, but it was still dope, and I just really want to be a part of that. And yeah, there's a lot of dope music out, so if you haven't listened to the Cardi, it's lit, and so is the Ray album, all 3 of them. By the way, my last plug is, man, give Slim Jimmy some respect, man. Can we just give him some respect? Everyone wants Swale on the beat, but Slim Jimmy is no slouch. And that's all I want to say. So go ahead, KB.
Sorry to open this up with another GFE, but you said Swally? It's Swaley. Okay. Culture vulture, bro.
We all know I can't speak.
We know you can't speak.
Know I can't speak.
You almost said Slim Jimmy wrong. You said swallow. You said swallow, bro. Or Swale. You just really wanted to say Wale because his album, he had a album, and a mixtape come out this week. You just wanted to talk about Wale. Admit it. Admit.
You just shout out Wale, not me.
Yes, I shouted out Wale. But yeah, Whaley, bro. Damn. Oh, my God. Speaking of, you said ask me where XX 10 times on Spotify, mainly because I guess our stuff not on there yet. I've seen some of the stuff on Spotify podcast wise. That shit is trash. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna not be humble for this rant. And I'm still gonna sit down because I don't feel like standing up. But yeah, I feel like our shit is dope. Honestly, people tell us it is. We've been doing this for a while. We've kind of grown with the show. I've said stuff off air. We've both said stuff off air where it's like, should we keep doing this? And then we go, yeah. And then we end up at a rally somewhere eating ice cream, talking about how we know the lady who works the ice cream machine hates our guts because some weeks we don't show up, but when we do, she's like, fuck, I just cleaned it. These fucking fat asses are showing up. But anyway, to get to my real beef, back to Spotify. I didn't forget about you at all. You're on my playlist. You're on my list. But speaking of which, they're trying to get R. Kelly out of here and XXXTentacion. Fuck R. Kelly. I just want to say that. He's a monster. He's a prick, and he should have been strung up and beaten somewhere in Chicago. But somehow, they let him just roam around freely, even though they knew there's a whole. He has about at least 40 cases against him. It's some disturbing shit. If you want to just have a horrific day and read some disgusting police reports, it's bad. So let's take R. Kelly off the table. XXXTentacion. R. Kelly wasn't convicted of anything, but he was charged. XXXTentacion was charged, has not been convicted yet. Where do you draw the line with saying you have a problem with an artist's actions that don't fit your morality or whatever, or is deemed dangerous? Eminem has been rapped about murdering his mother and his baby mama for years. So I guess you're going to get Eminem off Spotify, but you're not going to do that because industry relationships. DMX, another one. Not Nick Carter.